Now, as the nation looks ahead to what happens next, there are three key factors emerging that are likely to influence the election.
ABC 7 News reporter Stephanie Sierra has more on that and how those factors could influence California and the Bay Area. Steph.
Yes, Alma and Dan, it's looking more and more likely Vice President Kamala Harris will be the Democratic nominee. Now, if that happens, she has a chance at rebuilding her campaign to reach that crucial 10% of undecided voters. Now, with that comes several factors that not only could affect the race, but what some analysts say would redefine California politics with big impacts right here in the Bay Area. As Democratic delegates continue to pledge their support for Vice President Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket, what impact could the daughter of Oakland bring here at home?
I think you're going to see a dramatic change in the whole Bay Area. I think you're going to see a dramatic change in California. Joe Conchette is a close ally of President Biden and Vice President Harris. He explains a Harris presidency would bring greater access for the Bay Area on the national stage. Many people that have been involved in Washington are going to be able to have more communications, more direct communications with the Washington grouping, if you know what I mean. Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi announcing Monday on X, with immense pride and limitless optimism for our country's future, I endorse Vice President Kamala Harris for President of the United States. I have full confidence that she will lead us to victory. If nominated, Vice President Harris has the opportunity to appeal to a key demographic, undecided voters.
We're talking about a smaller percentage, probably 10% or less, who are going to make the difference in this election.
To do that, several factors will likely be at play. First, age. With President Biden out of the race, former President Trump is now the oldest presidential nominee in U.S. history. In 4 years, he would be 82. Kamala Harris is 59.
I think this is going to become a liability for Trump.
The second factor, Vice President Harris's campaign strategy on divisive policy issues like immigration, tax reform, foreign affairs, and the economy.
I think that Kamala Harris, or whoever the Democratic candidate ends up being, is going to have the message of we need to tax the wealthy more.
Which would come as a stark contrast to Donald Trump's Silicon Valley-backed running mate, J.D. Vance. Harmeet Dillon, California's Republican Party chairwoman and current Trump lawyer, is confident the Trump-Vance ticket will have greater appeal to undecided voters.
But we have a country that has been traumatized by almost 4 years of Democratic leadership in this country.
But California Democrats like Conchette, a nationally recognized trial lawyer, saw firsthand Harris's ability to prosecute as California's Attorney General. He says those skills will be a powerful asset on the national stage against former President Trump, who's been convicted of 34 felonies.
She was a phenomenal prosecutor. She was on top of it. That's the electricity that she's going to get flowing through our society.
The big question now, of course, is who would be Vice President Harris's running mate? With Michigan's Governor Gretchen Whitmer now out, Conchette expects it to be someone with East Coast appeal, like Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro or Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. Dan and Amma, those two names among a handful that are frequently mentioned at this point.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much for that.